Alright, legendary family, today we have another matchup here for you today, you guys here, so that I can, space everything out and prepare you guys for, obviously, other videos here. But today we have Goliath from Evolve versus Kefka, or Kaiju number 8 from the anime. Yeah, Kaiju number 8, right? So without further ado, you guys know how we do it here. We get down to the meat and potatoes for these short versus battles now, and well, yeah, let's actually talk about it here. So starting off with the new guy on this channel, Kaiju number 8. Believe it or not, reading the manga and actually watching, well, what we got from the anime. Believe it or not, it's actually pretty simple and straightforward with him. Kefka here, or Kaiju number 8 here, is actually around the multi-city block range, which is actually pretty good for someone that is, I guess you could say, decently new, or at least, a recently added character to the Kaiju fan base here. Now, you see, Kefka is actually able to disperse Kaiju and pretty much one-shot them into a bloody miss, and actually sent Kaiju number 9, I believe it was, through multiple city blocks here. Like, you actually can see him, like, punch him, and then being able to send that man through just multiple buildings, multiple city blocks as well. So yeah, Kaiju number 8 definitely has that attack potency. Now, as for his speed, he's easily around the hypersonic speed or the Mach 5 margin, and this is important because I believe Kaiju number 9 was stated to have an attack that actually moves around hypersonic speeds and is able to perceive those speeds as well, but yet Kefka here was actually able to blitz him repeatedly and land multiple blows here. Now, as for his hacks and abilities, it seems like he has a limited healing factor, or at least a small portion of it, right? Then he also has this electricity that comes out of his hands, but he seems to only be able to use it for punching at the moment here. Please let me know if I am missing something, but again, seems like what he has right now. He also has enhanced senses, being able to, well, sense a kaiju based on them being a, well, kaiju. Then we also have the fact that Kefka himself here is also able to identify apparently the weak points on these kaiju and actually nail them. Now, Kefka does have his own weakness himself here, I guess, like many of the other kaiju universe here. If you hit him in his core, which apparently is in his chest, then he'll just die. Like, it stops his healing factor, it stops his, powers and abilities, and then if damaged overall or just, straight up destroyed, then yeah, he'll just die. So, believe it or not, he's actually a pretty solid character. Like, we actually got him at multi-city block. He's around the hypersonic margin. I'll probably say hypersonic plus as well, considering how, he's above the Mach 5 margin here. Or again, you could probably say he's around there, but just slightly deeper into it. Then you can have his physical electrical punches. He has his enhanced senses and his weakness identification. So with that being said here, let's move on to the ultimate predator of Sheer, or the ultimate apex predator in general, Goliath from Evolve. Now, Evolve lore is very interesting, considering the sheer fact that Goliath can easily get to multi-continental if you think he actually scales to the likes of Behemoths, the Hosts, and the Leviathans, or if you go with the game's definition and confirms that he's the strongest of these monsters, then this puts him above all three of these monsters together. Okay, this is important because Behemoth, the Host, and the Leviathans in general were able to survive the planet of Factor exploding. By the way, speaking of Leviathans, Sunken World from Ark is actually making worms. Yeah, these little Leviathans you see here for you, I think it's more ice, blood, and poison. But hopefully we do get some electric and maybe a fire one. I actually do want to know how that works out though, but aquatic map, it is what it is here. But back to Goliath here. Like I said earlier, the Leviathans, Behemoths, and the Hosts were able to survive basically the destruction of their planet Factor. Okay, this would easily put them around a multi-continental level, considering the sheer fact that they survived and were able to endure their planet exploding and then landing on the planet of Sheer, where they are outclassed by Goliath in terms of physical strength. Now, you might also say here that Goliath is vulnerable to the hunter's weapons, and yes, he is, but this is only for his weakest and somewhat of his second weakest stage. Once he hits stage 2, these weapons matter very little. Once he hits stage 3, they barely matter at all. Because now at that point, he is simply a... what's the word I'm looking for? He's a walking juggernaut at that point. Once he hits that stage 3 margin, it's pretty much wraps here. And that's where the scaling pretty much comes from. So we will be using a stage 3 Goliath as we do in pretty much all of our videos here, because again, unless I want to see if Goliath could survive something, then you know, we really don't use his lower stages here. But when it comes down to his abilities here, he's pretty easily, he has earthquake manipulation, where he's able to cause them with, well, fire-based explosions here. He's able to manipulate fire pretty easily. So basically, he has pyrokinesis. He can manipulate through his punches, his fire blast, etc. Basically, this dude is highly advanced overall here. And he's also quite intelligent, being able to plan, trap, and even ambush highly experienced and highly advanced hunters from the year 2030, where they have advanced tech and are able to do interstellar space travel. As for his speed, he would actually be able to react to Markov's lightning gun, which is massively hypersonic. So, believe it or not, this actually does give a decent recap here. Goliath should be around the planetary margins, if not small planetary, with multi-continental being his lowest end. His speed is easily hypersonic, and well, his hexes are basically his fire breath and his hyper intelligence and his senses, which can map out an entire facility or an entire area, which is around the size of a state. So with that being said here, yeah, I think it's pretty simple that Goliath simply beats the living crap out of Kaiju number 8 here. Yeah, I know, it's actually pretty crazy here. Kefka, I would probably say, is a bit more agile. Now you might say, well, what about Kefka's weak point analysis here? Could he use that on Goliath? I would probably say this would have worked on a stage 2. Believe it or not, I think Kefka versus a stage 2 Goliath is probably a bit more fair, but at stage 3, no. Goliath is going to adapt and adjust to it and definitely outsmart Kefka as well. Kefka definitely has a decent intelligence advantage, but Goliath's battle IQ is way higher. He's tactical, he can think and pretty much plan things that a normal predator shouldn't, even leading hunters into traps to other more dangerous animals and stuff like that there. But overall, Goliath should take this here. Be sure to comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.